Are you ready to start, sis?
I
It's all
am.
you. It's all you.
Well, hello, Rise and Thrivers. Welcome to another episode of Rise and Thrive Together. Here at Rise and Thrive Together, our mission is to educate, empower, and equip you to get the results you want. We are a vibrant community, and we do this. We educate, equip, and empower you through real talk, real actions, and real results. We are super excited that you are joining us. We have this tremendous blessing, is all I can call it, for Women's History Month, the month of March. We have been blessed with free giveaways. We've had three different organizations, three different companies that reached out and we're excited to offer a giveaway. Now, here's how our giveaway is going to work. We are going to be on air for a half hour. Every single Monday, we are here for a half hour. Those that comment, and not just hi is not a comment, it is a greeting. We need a full, insightful comment about the show. And those that offer a comment will be entered in the drawing to win one of the items that you see here on our flyer. So we've got a beauty box from Mary Kay. We've got The Becoming, a book from Hal's series, and also a ring light. Now, here's how the drawing is going to work. At the end of March, we are going to put everyone's name that put a comment during the live show. If you are watching the replay and you comment, you are not eligible to take part in the drawing for that particular Monday. Maybe the following Monday, you're able to watch the show live. Only live people who comment during the live show are eligible each Monday. And then the last Monday of the month, or that Tuesday, actually, Reg and I are going to get the wheel. We'll have everyone's name on it and we'll spin it, select three winners. How will you receive your prize? I'm glad you asked. The, the company owners will mail the gift. So Reg and I will get in touch with you privately and request your mailing address, and then the items will be mailed directly to you from the business owners. So really quickly, let me just touch on who our sponsors for this giveaway are, and that is Mary Kay. Most of you are familiar with Mary Kay. The other one is the Eisenberg Leadership Academy is a sponsor, and Ultimate Wireless is also a sponsor. So a little later, we'll tell you about each of the sponsors and what they do. Okay. Right now, we just want you to make sure, we want to make sure that you know what the rules are for being eligible to be a part of the spin. And no, your name cannot be in the drawing twice and three times. And no, we're not doing that. Okay. So make a comment, choose your Monday, make an insightful comment. Hello, great show, not enough. I tell my students that all the time, right? We need full sentences. We're all capable of writing a full sentence and making it legible and making it coincide with the show. All right? If you have questions, you can drop us an email if you have questions about how to be eligible for the giveaway. Our email is info@riseandthrivetogether.com. So, what a blessing. I'm going to turn it over to my sister Reg to introduce our special guest who has a special surprise for all of our listeners. Reg, how are
Oh,
you?
oh my God, you just pumped me up. I was like excited to be on the show, and I'm just like, I want to be in for these prizes. But
I
how
know.
wonderful! We are 2 months away, guys, away from our 1 year anniversary show. So, what a great way to bless you for being amazing people, being with us, and thank you to our sponsors. All right. Short amount of time left. Let's get right to it. Super excited to share our special guest tonight. This is Hanan Merabi. She is a mother, a nurse, a leader, an author, and a founder of Earth's Angels, not non-for-profit organization. Born and raised in Ghana, West Africa, and orphaned at a very young age due to the lack of good health care, Hanan always knew that she wanted to help others that were in such desperate need in Ghana. At the age of 15, she moved to the United States and became a US citizen, still knowing that she would somehow go back to Ghana and give back to those who needed it the most. In 2012, she founded Earth's Angels with the dream that she can make a difference in the lives of mothers and babies all over the world. Hanan is called on to share her story around the country as an inspirational speaker. She's been asked to speak at nursing events, including nursing school presentations, charitable functions, and many other speaking engagements. And then coined the term, the legacy is me. Copyrighted, yes, girl. When she had a cathartic moment in 2013, realizing that she could use her life's many struggles and painful experiences as catalysts for greatness. She believes that we can all write our own legacy and does her best to live to her fullest expression of herself in each role that she takes on. That is amazing. Let's bring on Hanan.
Hi, ladies.
Woo! But wait,
Hey.
there's something special. Today is a special day for Hanan. It's her birthday and she chose to spend it with us. So happy birthday!
Thank you so much, ladies. So happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
So amazing. So, as Reg was reading your bio, you were born and you grew up in Ghana,
That's
right?
right. Yep, that's right. I was born and raised, lived in Ghana from, birth till I was 15 years old. That's right. I grew up in the motherland.
Wow, wow. And tell us about how did you get here? Like we're really interested in hearing your story, and we definitely want to hear about the legacy of me. That's really powerful.
Yes. So being raised in Ghana was an incredible experience. I had I have a huge family. Both I'm a mixed race, Ghanaian and Lebanese mixed, and I was living there. I'm the youngest of six siblings. Lived there with my parents until at age 3, my mom died suddenly due to the lack of some basic health care that she could have
Mhm.
received. She passed very young. She was in her 30s. And then a few years later, my dad also passed, similar reasons, also due to the lack of basic health care, and orphaned us kids very young. I was 8 years old when I lost them both. And so that began my journey from Ghana and then to the States.
Okay. So you
Wow.
get here to the US and then what?
Yeah. So I was adopted by an uncle and his wife. I was brought to the States when I was 15 years old, which was an incredibly crazy journey, as you can imagine. Moved here by myself. I had only met them one time, this new family, but I was elated. I was, ecstatic, looking forward to having a new family, new parents, a new start, new friends. And so moved here, and that was a tumultuous 3 years on its own. Culture shock first, right from the get, and then um, it was 3 years of, for lack of a better term, it was pretty much hellacious. And so, a few days after my 18th birthday, I ended up running away and going to live with some friends.
Hmm.
And that, yep, I was on my own from then on and had been, I guess, have been ever since.
Mm,
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, wow.
very, very powerful.
Yes, indeed. And now, ladies, I can't see you. So this is weird. I'm like just hoping that I'm responding properly. What am I supposed to select so that I can see you both?
I'm not really
It
sure
might
how
be
you
your
set it up.
view. Yeah.
What's that?
It might
What'd
be
you
your
say?
view. Are
Just might be the
you how
view
you're
on it.
viewing it?
Yeah. And that's okay. You just stay with the camera. People are seeing you. People are
Okay.
listening to you. Joanna just asked a question. She can't help but wonder about the 7-year gap between losing your parents and getting adopted here in the US. Anything you want to share with Joanna and the rest of the
Sure.
guests about that?
Yeah. So, yeah, so that those years were really difficult. So, I was living with so first when my mom died, I was told that she was living in the UK. Those were the days, this is back in the day where kids weren't spoken to the way they are now. No one got on those knees and, told me what was going on, what had happened. I was told my mom was visiting the UK, which was a common like vacation place for people in Ghana in those years. And so I believed it, but I was then never told anything again. I was sent to live with my grandma and aunt. And I think my dad thought, a maternal figure would be great for me because I was so young. I was only 3. And so I went to go live with them. And then a few years later, my dad died and the rest of my siblings joined us. So I was alone for a little while. And that was really difficult because my grandmother, ruled with an iron fist, very strict lady. And then my aunt was, it was just a bit of a Cinderella story, if you will. And now it was a full house, all these kids. We didn't have much money. So you can imagine the kind of life that we had,
Mm.
in the 80s and 90s, with a big family, very humble means. It was very difficult. It was just, it was a life of just duty. You went to school, you came home, you did your chores, and that was it. There were no choices, there were no conversations. It was just you did what you were told, and that was it. So that's sort of the summary of those 7 years. It was just a lot of school, a lot of difficult times, but at least I had my siblings with me. Now, when I came to the States, I was alone. So that was so much harder.
Hmm.
Mm.
Wow. So now tell us a little about or about the legacy of me. How did that come about? What is this legacy of me?
Yes. So the legacy is me. It just ignites me when I talk about it because it was actually a really sad, it came from a really sad place and turned into this really beautiful thing. And so I'm so glad you asked me that. The legacy is me started off because my aunt who raised us, who was part of raising us, me and my siblings, she would say some really vile things to us. And one of the things she said to us was, "You guys know your parents left no legacy behind, right?" She would say that
Mm.
all the time. She would say it all the time. Remember, your parents left no legacy. They left you nothing. Remember that. There's no legacy for you and your siblings. And that hurt so bad. I heard it all the time as a child. And it wasn't until I was in my 30s. Oh, there you go. I can see you now. um, I did okay though, right? I was talking to myself, but I'm like, okay, they're out there. They're out there. Okay. So, so one day I'm a nurse. I was working night shift and I was just, I just had a week. I had an incredible week where a friend had helped me out with a really difficult thing, and I just had like catharsis after catharsis, and suddenly the thought came to me that, wait a minute, I'm an awesome nurse, I'm a great mother, I'm a wonderful friend, I'm a ride or die partner. Like, I'm the legacy. The legacy is me. I'm who they left behind. I'm the gift. And I'm enough.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
enough. The legacy is me. And in that moment, I like saw her in front of me and I wanted to be like, Auntie, I'm the legacy. I'm the one. And I was in my early 30s and I was, like I said, I was working night shift. I was exhausted. I remember I was eating McDonald's because that's what we had at the hospital cafeteria. Oxymoron, I know. But
Yeah.
I was
Right?
like, oh, wait a minute. I'm the one. And so it was just a beautiful moment. I mean, catharsis is really the right way to explain it. And it's been a thing ever since. I've had groups that had this sort of center point legacy as me. And I think the whole point of it is that I share with people that you can break the chains that hold you. You
Mm.
can
Mm.
write your own legacy. You can be the orchestrator of your own life. And that's one of the things that I say about mine, from orphan to orchestrator. I've chosen to be in command of this life, and I choose to write my own legacy. And that's what I'm doing. And that's why I'm here today, because the
Ooh,
legacy is me.
I
Wow.
love that.
I
From
love it,
orphan to
right?
orchestrator, right? Oh,
Yes.
like like everybody, write it down, write it anywhere. I've got it. What a powerful journey. And I love how you said you get to break the chains, break the invisible, right? Because the bottom line is they're invisible, right? We
Always.
spend, right? We spend this time of, like in our mind, what we've made up based on what we've been told.
Yes.
And first of all, I got to go back for a second. Wait, hold on. Saying that you were like in your 30s, I look at her now and I'm like, wait, was that like last year? Because I'm just like,
Thank you.
what?
Thank you. I
Universe
just
number
turned
one.
42 today. Hey, old
Yeah.
millennial here. Old millennial.
Awesome. But I love that breaking the chains and how it
Yes.
just hit you one after the other. That just hit me, being like, hey guys, at the moment, no matter what you're going through, no matter what's happening in life, you get to determine what your legacy is because guess what? It's only you. And then you trademarked it. You
Absolutely.
trademarked it.
Yes,
Mhm.
I did. I did actually just last year, because I realized, this is more powerful than I think even I realized. It's so much bigger than me. And I've
Mm.
used it for so many years. And then I started seeing it pop up in different groups outside of me, and I just thought I might want to safeguard this thing because it's very precious to me, and it would really really upset me if suddenly I saw it out there and it wasn't mine. So I had to make it, a solid thing. And so yeah, I trademarked it last year, so it's mine. And that feels great. But yeah, I mean, the chains are invisible, and I think the real gift is realizing that they're there and that you want to break them. Because we all want
Mm.
to, we all want to break them. We all think, oh gosh, this has held me down, or this is not me, or but to actually take that brave step and take that chance and take the leap and try, to do all you can to break them. I think that's the real gift, is taking that first step to make that happen.
Wow.
Hmm.
So I've got a couple of questions. First one I'll throw out is, how do I become the author of my own life? You said, you get to author your own life, but how? If no one's in to be the author of my own life, I do how initiative to
Yeah.
my own life.
So I'll tell you what worked for me. What worked for me, and the reason that I'm here today, is because I believed. I had self belief. And I'll tell you, I believe
Mm.
that that was God given, because nobody ever told me. I didn't hear you're amazing. I didn't hear you're smart. I didn't hear you're going to be great. I didn't hear, oh, what do you want to do when you're grown? Never, never once. As a matter of fact, to the contrary, I was told I wasn't good enough. I was told I wouldn't amount to nothing. My parents had no
Mm.
legacy, remember? Like, I was going to be just like them. But for some reason, and for me, I'm a God fearing woman. So for me, it always felt like God. I always felt like, well, God told me different, because I feel in my gut that I'm better than this and that I will overcome, not succumb. And I will, persevere, and I will be the greatest woman that I believe I can be. Nobody ever told me these things. And I do believe that that's why I'm standing here today, is because I believed. Because if you allow this world to bring you down, if you allow all the chains to weigh you down and imposter syndrome to allow you to believe that you're not worthy, it's very easy to believe those things. That's very easy to believe and to acquiesce and to agree that you do not deserve and that you are not enough and you don't deserve. Those are very easy things to believe. What makes you stand out and what makes your life, I think, really worth something is to get up and say, as a matter of fact, I believe I'm worth something. As a matter of fact,
Mm.
I believe I will make something of this life. As a matter of fact, I'll use my narrative to help those behind me. And it's that self belief, for lack of a better term, because really, I said a whole lot more than self belief. But in a nutshell, self belief is how I made it here. No,
Mm.
I don't have that story of, oh, a knight in shining armor, or somebody came and saved me, or my boss who believed in me, or, some auntie somewhere. No, I don't have that story. It was belief in myself that helped me finish school, that put me through nursing school, that helped me start Earth Angels, that made me forge the legacy is me. It was belief in myself. And that's my message. And that's my mantra for those listening out there, is that support is wonderful. If you have partners, if you have, parents, if you have whatever, that's amazing. But what matters most is what's right here.
Ooh,
Wow.
Joanna just put it in for you. Joanna is jumping in saying, believe in yourself is more than a cliche. When you develop it and internalize it, it makes all the difference in the world. You're an incredible woman. And then thank you for the message tonight.
Thank you. Thank
That
you,
was
Joanna.
so incredible. Now, you mentioned something else. You mentioned Earth Angels. What
Yes.
is that? Because I
So
know the
Earth Angel,
song, but you don't want me to sing it. So,
I do, as a matter of
what do
fact.
you
You
mean?
said it's my birthday. Come on now.
Yeah,
Earth
we don't want to stop the show with
angel,
my
earth
singing. But
angel,
what is it?
will you be mine?
um, Thank you. I'll take the serenade any day. So Earth Angels is my baby, and when I was orphaned young, I always believed. I remember sitting up in my bed thinking, "How lucky am I that I at least have family, at least I have friends." And I was very fortunate to go to the best school in Ghana. I was very fortunate. I always say, when it's good, you want to say it's good. The same way we complain when it's bad, we should say it's good when it's great. And my school was amazing.
Hmm.
And I think that was a really big part of my success as a kid, was I had just a really great school life. And that really got me through. But I always knew, I remember sitting up thinking to myself, gosh, at least I have my siblings, at least I have a family. What do the orphans who don't have these things do? What do they
Hmm.
do? And I always felt like I knew I would give back. I just didn't know what that would look like. And so in 2011, I had my first son, and we had a really rough delivery, just very scary delivery. I thought he wasn't going to make it. My health was definitely questionable. It was a rough pregnancy, and we made it, and we got the best care. Living in Atlanta, we had the top-notch hospital, took care of us, and we ended up both thriving. He came home. He's a 13-year-old, rambunctious teenager now, thank God. But I always questioned, I would say for about a year after I had him, what would I have done had I been in Ghana? What would I have done?
Hmm.
I would have lost my son 100%. I would have lost him. With his myriad of needs that he had, he wouldn't have made it there. And
Hmm.
that thought plagued my mind for a year. As a matter of fact, it took me into some postpartum depression because it was incessantly, just bugging me. And I thought, you know what? I don't know how to run a nonprofit, but I know I want to help one mother and one baby at a time. And if I can help one mother and one baby, then it's all worth it. And overnight, I decided to stop thinking and start doing.
Hmm.
And I started Earth Angels overnight. And that was 2012. And so we're in our 12th year now.
Ooh.
That's so amazing. Now, how do you help one mother, one child at a time?
So my very first project, I had done some research with a medical student who was going back and forth to Ghana, American medical student who was going back and forth and doing different mission trips at different hospitals. And she had come back and told me she was sort of reporting back to me, like, here's what I found. There's a NICU here that needs help. There's this hospital here that needs help. And she had shared with me one hospital in particular that really tugged at my heartstrings, because she said it was the main NICU in the city, but they didn't have sustainable oxygen for their babies. So they could keep you alive, but they couldn't sustain it. They could give you emergency oxygen, but if you needed it every day, day in, day out, like many premature babies do, like my son did, you probably wouldn't have made it. And so I thought, okay, well, that'll be my first project, because what was very important to me with Earth Angels was that I would get the help into the hands of those who need it versus just sending aid and hoping it makes it. We've all heard about those types, those nonprofits that try to do good, but it sort of doesn't go too far. So I wanted to make sure that I could get it in the hands of the people. And so I started with this medical student and with this one hospital, with this one NICU. And I sent as much oxygen as I could, raised a bunch of money. My hospital stood behind me. They were very supportive, helped me get the first batch of medical supplies to Ghana. And that's where I started. So I sort of helped them get their NICU on, up and running, if you will. And then that led to the next project and the next project. About 4 years ago, I got a small grant from a California-based nonprofit called Empty Bowls, and they gave us a small grant, but it had to go towards a feeding initiative. And so I knew that I wanted it to be something sustainable versus just sending supplies or sending aid. And so I broke ground for the fish farm that we're currently, working on. And that's going to be feeding people and providing jobs and, so many generational gifts this farm will give.
Wow, that's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
So now that you've told us about Earth's Angels, what's your big ask? I have to know, what's your big ask from our listening audience?
I can always use some volunteer help. Unfortunately, right now it's all virtual because the main project is in Ghana. Don't get me wrong, we have had many Atlanta-based projects, but right now all of our, we have a shoestring budget and all of it goes to the farm. And so if you want to volunteer, there might be some virtual opportunities for you. You can reach out to us on the website. But of course, like I said, we have a shoestring budget. So any donations that you can give us, we'll always, humbly accept. Every single dollar goes to the farm, to the people that we're helping every day.
Awesome. And what's the website?
earthangels.org.
Awesome. 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 Wow. That's so incredible. And we've got one last comment. You did it the best way, just one baby or one hospital at a time, step by step. Look how the universe delivered that first NICU for you to help. That is amazing. You have an incredible, incredible story. And not only does she have an incredible, incredible story, she's got a gift for our listeners. What are you sharing with our listeners?
I sure do. So, first off, thank you for providing me this opportunity to share with you and your listeners. Thank you all for having me again. Um, so, I am giving all of y'all out there a free, or should I say, free access to my ebook that's available in video form. The link is, I'm sure, will be sent here soon. It's called "The 9 Things I Wish My Mother Had Taught Me: The Tools That Built My Confidence." These are the 9 tools that I have built over the years. 30 years of self-mothering. There are lots of tools that I have forged along the way, built my own toolbox, and these are 9 crucial ones that I believe have everything to do with my self-confidence, my self-belief, and why I'm standing here today. So this book highlights all of those 9 tools.
Happy birthday from Hanan to us. How incredible.
Yes.
Exactly. That's so amazing. Thank you so much, guys. We will also put it in our Rise and Thrive Together, each of our social medias, so that you can access the link. And watch the video. It's actually a watch a video. So thank you so much for giving us a gift of your presence and the gift of your book. We truly appreciate it. Now, while we're
Absolutely.
on the topic of giveaways, sis, tell us about one of our sponsors.
Oh my goodness, guys, we are so excited to have the Eisenberg Academy. Their mission is to create and deploy innovative and impactful programs that shift the way we educate and empower our youth, a shift away from disempowerment to possibility, away from differences to acceptance, and away from limits to opportunity. So please make sure that you guys check out Hal Eisenberg, super easy, haleisenberg.com, and his first book called The Becoming. It's the first of a 4-book series as a gift giveaway.
Awesome. And our other sponsor, Mary Kay. Most of you know Mary Kay. They are known for makeup, but now they do more than just makeup. They do body care. Please reach out. That's one of the giveaways. Our other sponsor is Ultimate Wireless, and Ultimate Wireless is an e-commerce superstore specializing in gaming, mobile accessories, Verizon plans, and more. If you join the UW Club, it's free and you get exclusive items, giveaways, free video games, and more. We want to thank our sponsors so very much for blessing our audience with these giveaways. And remember, you got to be in it to win it. And thank you, Hanan. On her birthday, she's spending a portion of her birthday with us. And she has also blessed us with a video version of her ebook. We are truly blessed in this month of Women's History. Oh my gosh, I'm super excited. Hanan, thank you. We can't thank you enough for sharing a portion of your birthday with Rise and Thrive Together. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
And guys, remember, as always, together we can rise and thrive. Till next time.